All right, this is what I call the 1, 2, 3 exercise. It's first one string arpeggio, and then a 2 string arpeggio, and then a 3 string arpeggio. An arpeggio is a chord played one note at a time. The ingredients of a chord of a triad is 3 notes, a root, third, and a fifth. And we'll play the exercise first, then we'll go over it. So. So what we're doing here is taking intervals from the major scale. So the first step in understanding this is to play the major scale on one string. Let's use a simple method of counting to 8, 8 being the octave. And there's 7 notes in a major scale till you repeat. So we're going to start at the A and end on the A. So it goes 1, whole step 2, whole step 3, half step 4, whole step 5, whole step 6, whole step 7, half step 8 or 1. Okay, so 3, 4 next door, 7 and 8 best mates, or 7, 1 done. So now if we focus on the first, third, and fifth interval, then we'll have what we call a chord. If this was a piano, it would be every other key, and it would sound pretty. So a chord is every other note. If you put your elbow on a piano and hit 3 notes in a row, A, B, and C at the same time, it really sounds like crap, kind of like this. You know? So elbow chord, no good. So that's why every other note sounds good together. They harmonize. You get this sound. Okay, so here's the first step is understanding what a major third is. So a major third is the third note of a major scale. 1, 2, 3, and that's its measurement. It's from the 5th to the 9th fret. The difference is 4. So when we're counting distances, we're measuring the space in between. So to this note here. So 5 to 9. If we were playing Monopoly and we started right here and rolled a 4, we'd end here. Don't count the space you're starting on. So you go roll to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's how that works. When you're counting intervals, you count the one you're starting on. This is the root. 1, whole step 2, whole step 3. So those are the 2 types of, counting space and measurement. Okay, so again, a major third is 4 half steps or 2 whole steps, however you want to look at it. Okay, and then a perfect fifth would be the 5th note of a major scale, which is up here at the 12th fret. So the difference between 5 and 12 is 7. Just the math of it, right? So again, here we go. We rolled a 7. We started here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So that's how we're counting it. And this is the 5th of the major scale, exactly. So it goes 1, whole step 2, whole step 3, half step 4, whole step 5. That's where it gets its name. Now, what we want to look at is how do we play these intervals in different places on the guitar? Well, that's what I started with, and that's what the 1, 2, 3 string exercise is all about. So we start with looking at just the formula for an arpeggio or a major chord. And we have a major third and a perfect fifth. But when we're learning chords, we have a formula. And we want to look at this more like, okay, this is a major third. And then this space here is 3 frets. So what do we call 3 frets? Is it a fifth? No, this note is a fifth relative to here, but what's the distance from this note to this note? Well, it's 3 frets, 3 half steps. Okay, well, let's figure out what to call that. So if I start back here at our major scale and look at distances to give everything an interval name, then 1, that's 4 frets. What's this? It lies in between 2 and 3. Well, what the heck is it? Well, we call it a minor third. It comes from the minor scale. It's 3 frets. 1, 2, 3. Some people call it a flat 3. That's the most common terminology. It's flat 3. Doesn't mean the note itself is, written as a flat. Like in this case, it's a C note. It's not a flat or a sharp. But we're calling it a flat 3 relative to where we started compared to the major scale. Okay, so this would be a minor third distance, and this is a major second. We're not going to get into what this is. It's a minor second, but nonetheless. You got major third and minor third. So when we're looking at this chord formula for a major chord, and look at our 3 notes here, A, C sharp, E, we now can see that this is built on a major third, which is 4 frets, from the root to the third. And from the third to the fifth, we have 3 frets, which is a minor third. Okay, let's look at it as math so it's not as abstract. We have 4 plus 3. That equals 7. Oh, that's the distance from the root to the fifth. Okay, in music, when you're playing a chord, it's usually a major or a minor. And those are stable chords that you can end a song on. Unstable chords like an augmented chord, it's like you can't really say, thank you, good night. Doesn't sound right. Or a diminished chord, thank you, good night. Doesn't sound right, so typically people aren't going to say, hey, this song's in A diminished, ready, follow me. So it's either going to be like A major or A minor or whatever key. Those are your 2 stable chords, again, meaning that you can resolve on them and end a song. Okay, so the perfect fifth is part of that stability. If we lower the fifth, it sounds funky. If we raise the fifth, it's unresolved and funky as well. Well, if we come up here to the perfect fifth and go before or after it, we have those different qualities. We have what's called a flat 5 or diminished fifth. And then if we raise the fifth 8 frets, right? This was 7 frets right here from 5 to 12. If I lower it, I get a diminished fifth, which would be 6 frets, less than 7, obviously. And then if I go to the perfect fifth again and raise it a half step, 8 frets, this is augmented fifth. Think about those terminology there. So diminished means to take away from or get smaller, right? So if we're starting with 7 as our basic stability, stable chord, then we lower it a half step and take away from it, we're diminishing it. We got less. It's 6 in distance to the fifth. And we go back to our stable chord at 7. And if we augment or make it larger than or bigger than, then we're adding to it, right? So we've added 1. So now it's 8. So that's a different distance than 7. So remember that magic number 7 for stable chords. So when we build a major chord, it's going to go 4 plus 3. And on a major chord, it's a bigger deal, right? Major accident versus a minor accident. So it's a bigger deal. So you have the 4 first, then the 3. Okay, so that's a major chord. Major third plus a minor third. Now, a minor chord is the reverse. It still adds up to 7 because it's a stable chord and we can end on it. Remember, the perfect fifth is always 7 half steps. So this would be a minor chord, minor third or 3, plus a major third, 4. So it's just the opposite. We flip-flop the inside of the chord. That's the third. So 3 frets right here. 1, 2, 3. And then from the third of the chord to the fifth of the chord, it's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So minor third plus major third. That equals a minor chord. Major third plus minor third equals a major chord. Let's listen to those. When we play a basic A chord in a bar form, there's major, and this is the only note that's going to change. It's going to move from here to here. You play the minor chord, you lift this finger. Minor, major, minor. What do? We just moved one note. That means all the rest of these notes must be a root and a fifth. In this case, A, C, E. We got A, E, A, C sharp, E, A. Or if we number them, it'd be root, fifth, root, third, major third, fifth, root. And the only difference is this note, right? So this would be a major third at the 6th fret, 3rd string. This is a minor third, a C sharp and a C natural. A, or 1, 3, root, fifth, root, flat 3 or minor third, fifth, root. Let's look at that exercise from the beginning. We're going to do major chords on 1, 2, and 3 strings. 4 plus 3, the single string allows us to see the formula more clearly. Major chord. Now we're going to leave the root and the root and third in the same place and move the fifth. Okay, we're going to move the fifth to here. This is an E and this is an E. There's a quick way to get there is 5 fret difference on string to string. Until you get to the G and B, there's 4 frets difference. This is a unison rule that you'll find on the guitar when you're tuning. Relative tuning. Okay, so this is an E and this is an E. We're going to go major third, fifth, root, third, fifth. And when we look at this, there's our major third. And then from this major third to the fifth, this is the equivalent of a minor third when we change strings. It's down a string and back 2 frets. It's still 3 frets away and 3 half steps away in distance like this is. It just looks different. It's like saying, even though it looks different, it's the same measurement. So if I handed you a stick that was 2 inches long and a thread that was 2 inches long, they're still both 2 inches long. They just look different. All right, so you have to kind of grasp that. It's kind of bizarre, but this is a minor third, and it's the same as this. And when you're building a major chord, you need a major third plus a minor third. We're just going to put the major third and then the minor third here. So the ingredients, don't get confused here, is still root, third, fifth relative to the first note. That's our root. But the formula is major third plus from here a minor third. And then that's how we gauge what type of chord it is. Okay, so root, third, fifth. Now we're going to keep the root and fifth in the same spot and move the major third. We're going to take this note, same sort of deal, move it 5 frets back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you got the C sharp again. So now your root, third, fifth, major third, minor third. Okay, plus a minor third. So root, third, fifth, A, C sharp, E. So our major third, now it looks like this. It's still 4 half steps away. It just looks different. So it's down string and back 1 this time. And then from here, the C sharp to the E, the third of the chord to the fifth of chord, is still a minor third apart, like it's supposed to be. Major third plus a minor third. Okay, just like it was here. There's our minor third from this third of the chord to the fifth. It's a bit confusing at first. And then, but it sounds the same. So you just have to memorize it, go through it. Root, third, fifth. Okay, next step. That was our 2-string exercise. Now we're off to 3 strings. We're going to put the fifth of the chord on the 4th string. So we keep the root and third in the same spot. A, C sharp, and then the E note needs to transfer to this string. So we, not counting this note, you jump down and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's your duplicate, called a unison. 5 fret unison roll. So root, major third, fifth. And when we look at these shapes across strings. There's your major third shape, which is down a string and back one. And then from here to this note, the C sharp to the E, if you go down a string and back two, then that's your minor third shape. So again, the formula is major third plus a minor third. Root third, fifth, major chord. Now, to change these to a minor, all you do is lower the fifth, or the third rather, and you keep the fifth in the same spot. So here's our major third, major chord, major plus minor, and we just lower this one. 3 plus 4, just reverse the math. Still 7, still have the stable chord. So 3 frets plus 4 frets. Minor third plus major third. All right, then we move the fifth to here again. Root, minor third, fifth. And then here's your minor third, obviously. And then here is your third, major third. Down one, back one. So root, minor third, fifth. Okay, now we're going to move the third, but keep the root and fifth in the same spot. Move this guy over here. I like to use my second finger here. Here's my minor third, which is down string and back two. Minor third, and then a fifth. So we have a minor third plus a major third. From here to here is a major third, 4 frets. Okay, so root, minor third, fifth, or minor third plus a major third. Now we're going to keep the minor third, root and minor third in the same spot, and move the fifth again. From before, just like before, is here, E, 5 frets away. So put the pinky on the root, A, and then the minor third here, C, E. This finger's not doing anything right here. I'm just using the fourth, second, and first finger. So in opposition, here's the major chord. All I did was change the inside voice. Major third plus minor third. Minor third. Okay, so major chord, which is a major plus a minor, and the minor chord, which is a minor plus a major. All right, there you have it. So here's your full exercise. Majors all the way through, minors all the way through. There you go. Work on that every day until you get it. Thank you. Good night.